play about it. There's so much that can happen that if you can just focus and think about some things, you'll be able to see those opportunities and start something with it. And then what do you do next? You need to be able to have a solid team. I see a lot of companies today who suffer because they're alone. You could get it right if you're alone, but I think it's easier if you have partners. It's easier if you have a team that you can trust. I don't think there is any one person who can do everything in their company by themselves. You need to be able to understand that, oh, this person is good at this. And because they are good at this, you're going to leave everything about that function to that person. When it was time for Piggy Vest, we knew we had to, because we're a team of 7 founders, but we knew we had to select 3 co-founders, right? So when it was time for that, we knew, oh, the CEO had to be Somto, Odu had to handle operations, and Josh had to handle marketing. Again, if all of us did not have prior experience or knowledge about some of these roles, it would have been difficult to assign those roles. So again, find people, mostly your friends, or people who you can trust to work with. You can't do it alone, to be very honest. Like, building a business is crazy. I talked to a lot of business owners today, and one of the major issues they're finding is they just don't have somebody to talk to. Even as little as bouncing off an idea, oh, I'm thinking about doing this thing this way. What do you think about it? And don't be afraid to give out equity in your business. Don't be afraid to do it. Again, you have to understand that whoever it is you're choosing to work with is good enough, and you value that person's contribution to your company in a way that you're able to say, okay, take this 10%. Because if someone has ownership of your business, they treat it very differently. It's very different from paying someone's salary. In our own time, there was, I think, about 6 months where we didn't collect any salaries. I was earning 40K for a very long time. We're all earning 40K. For a very, very long time. There were some points where no salary, 6 months. You have to go back home and see your parents and eat over the weekend, and come back. So again, there are sacrifices that you need to make, but if you have partners, it just makes life a lot easier. So again, partners that you can trust. And the thing is, all of you can grow together. When we started, we didn't have, I didn't come with 10 years experience. I had 0 years experience. But the only thing I'm speaking for myself now, but the only thing for me was I was passionate about customers. I was passionate about helping customers solve things. So I was the guy that if anyone because before Piggy Vest, we created about, I'll say 5 to 6 different startups that failed. So in all of those endeavors, I was handling customer experience, marketing, so it was easy. If you don't try out stuff, you will never be able to know what you're capable of doing. So you finish from school and you're just sitting at home and you're not doing anything. Take an internship somewhere, even if it's unpaid. Take it, do it. Learn from it. There are things that you cannot necessarily learn in school. There are things you can only learn when you try to do certain things, when you work, like when you actually sit down and work. There are things you can only learn by doing those things. To build experience. So take advantage of opportunities where you need to get into places to work, get into places and work. And then if you've built a team, then you can now start thinking about whatever product it is. Obviously, there has to be a reason why you're doing what you're doing. In our case, December 31st, 2015, There was someone who broke a box and put it online. The person was able to save 365,000 from putting aside 1K in a box every day. That's the story. It was on Twitter. We saw it, and then we decided to do something about it. But then, it was a problem that we had as people. So we're customers of the products we're trying to build. The problem we had at the time was that we couldn't save. Yes, banks existed. But your bank at that time will give you a debit card for your savings account, which means they're encouraging you to spend from your savings. So no savings culture. There's nothing that is encouraging. In fact, people had to create their own solutions by themselves. So you see people opening multiple bank accounts just so that they can have their money for house rent in one account that they will not touch. Their money for car in another account that they will not touch. So those were the issues. Some people will be like, okay, I'll do a job. I'm sure that one is very common. Again, risk exists. Some people said, oh, let me buy a colo and put it under my bed. But if your money is in a colo, your money is losing value. Your money is prone to theft. Village people can steal the money. All sorts of things. So those were the problems we saw. And we're like, okay, there's something here. What if we created a wallet where people can just automatically remove monies from their bank account and live inside that wallet, and we'll give them back that money after 3 months? That was the idea. It was nothing else. It was just a simple thing. And I always try to tell people, when you're starting, people have to know you for one thing. Again, I might not be 100% correct, but I think it helps when people know you for, when you start and then you're trying to explain your business and you do this. You sound very confusing. People have to know you for one thing, and that one thing has to be unique enough to get people interested. So for us, it was just a simple wallet that we created, and we said, okay, automatically debit your account daily, weekly, or monthly at a time you set. So the unique things about it was person A can say, come and take 500 naira from my account on Tuesdays by 5 p.m. Person B can say, take 1,000 naira from my account on the 2nd of every month by 10 a.m. That was the simple thing that we did. It wasn't more than that. So everybody had their own unique experience with the platform. So again, it was something that we knew that it was a problem that we had for ourselves. People wanted to save. People wanted to be able to separate their money. It's a thing. And then, if we had not built and failed at different other startups, we wouldn't have been able to have the capacity to build what we built in a very short time. So when the opportunity came, when we saw that tweet on Twitter, we immediately jumped on it. In about 3 to 5 days, we had a website. We didn't have an app until 2017 or so. It was only a website we had. So again, we had built capacity, like what I said, built capacity over failing at different things. We had a startup called Push CV that had over 1 million users. So again, we had built a platform that could accommodate 1 million users before PiggyVest even started. So there are a lot of learnings, there are a lot of things that you would have learned from doing that. Technical costs, customer service, marketing, how to attract customers. There were so many things we learned from doing all of that, that when it was time for PiggyVest, we knew that, okay, we just need to do it like this, and like this. So you would try out things. There is no one way, this happens. You try out things and you fail at some, but keep trying. And then when we launched, there was someone selling colo on social media. And I spoke to him. I'm like, check this out, because I actually bought Kolo from him. Because I wanted to say, was that bad? So I said, check this out. And then he saw it, and he stopped selling Kolos, and he started telling people about it, started tweeting about it. And that was it. That was how we were able to get our first 100 customers. And then, it was social media. I think there was a meme. There was a meme that we used at the time that says, there's rice at home. Again, leveraging social media. Everything we did not speak to any other person. Everything was just social media. But I think one thing that helped is community. That's why I said education is important. When you're starting businesses, some of your first set of customers are people you went to school with, or people you've known, people on your Facebook, people on your Twitter, people on your Instagram. Those will be your first set of customers. It's not rocket science. As in, if they like what you've built, and it works for them. Again, people only buy what you're selling when it works for them. They don't buy it because, you've built this nice thing. No. They're going to use it because it is solving their problem. And that's why they will pay you. So whatever it is you're building needs to solve a problem that someone has. That's the only way they will pay you. If it's not if they don't see how your product solves their own problem, they will not use it, or they will not pay you for it. Even if it's the most popular thing in Nigeria, they will not use it. So yes, social media is a great tool. Twitter owns share of voice. Instagram is a great place. Facebook, amazing. I remember when we started in 2017, I had to do a lot of digital marketing. I had to focus my marketing on women, because women are more financially responsible than men. So I was targeting a lot of women on Instagram and Facebook. And at the end of the year, it was interesting. And then every single year we would announce to our users. The next year it grew to 700 million. Next year it grew to about 4.5 billion. But today, I think we're doing between 45 to 50 billion every single month. Again, it's a lot of the marketing we did was on social media. I don't think I did any billboards or anything until it was time to do Big Brother. That was it. And maybe that's why I've not come to schools as well. That's why we've not come to schools. But, actually, part of our strategy next year is to do like a school run, right? So we're going to go to a lot of schools, because now we've done an update to the app. There's a lot of interesting things we want to introduce to students. So to answer your question, we're definitely coming. If you notice, we had to shut down even our referral system because we had to rebuild. Our systems hit scale. So we had to literally rebuild the entire backend, right? So now that is complete, and we're coming, basically. So again, social media is very powerful. For 5 years, yes, social media is powerful, but I'll point on something that we also did. A lot of banks, and I'll close with that, a lot of banks, when you want to reach them, their channels were, emails, you go into a bank branch, or you call them. There was something we did. We opened up like a support center on social media. So if you message us on Twitter or Instagram, you can get your problem solved. So basically meeting the customers where they are. So today, you have an issue with your PiggyVest account. You can literally send a DM on Instagram without doing too much, and everything will be solved in that same DM. You don't need to come to any office. You don't need to call anybody. And this is exactly, so I have almost the same amount of people manning. So there's a team manning Twitter. There's a team manning Instagram. There's a team manning calls. There's a team manning emails. And there's a team manning finance. So again, we had to create this kind of structure to ensure that we're utilizing social media as much as possible. Some of you own businesses and you don't even log in to your business account, or you're just starting and you just outsource your customer service. As a business owner, at least within the first year, you need to be on your account. So, yeah, to close, I mean, I'll just say because they're really on my neck. The world is evolving, markets are changing. There's a new generation of customers that I imagine. People who want to do everything on their phones. You know, you want to order food, you want to order on your phone, you want to book a ride, you want to do it on your phone. So the question is, you know, what are you going to build? And for whom? Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please can we jam our hands together for Mr. Joshua Chibueze, the co-founder and CMO Piggy Vest. Please let's jam our hands together for him. Thank you very much, sir. I'm so sure that Mr. Joshua is still going to be with us very much during the course of this event because we have something to present to him. Okay, Mr. Joshua, please can you kindly confirm that you will still be with us? Okay, just let us know when it's time to go. Mr. Joshua, very quickly, I need your attention. We'll be having just 2 questions for you, so I'll pass the mic over. But before we do that, you made mention of the fact that very soon PiggyVest will be going to universities and schools for 1 or 2 events and the likes. Just in case you need an MC or anchor, I'm your guy. Thank you. Kalista.
All right, real quick. I'd like to talk about 2 things that caught my attention while Mr. Joshua was speaking. The first one was there are things you can't learn in school, but you can learn and apply. So I think one of those things that you can't learn in school, or some of the things that you can't learn in school, are things that we've come here to learn. And you can only learn them from experience, people's experiences, people's stories. You can apply them into your personal development and personal growth. So please don't snooze on this today. Don't sleep. Take notes, learn, be open-minded. And also another thing that I learned is build capacity, understand what you're doing, and be able to use it. And I think they're just greatly similar. So today, don't just come here and gist with your friends, or don't come here to just sleep. Please learn something important and make use of it after here. So real quick, I'd like to call on my beautiful friend, Dasola. Dasola, please stand up, let them see you. All right, so Dasola will be going around. We'll just take 2 questions real quick. One from this angle and one from this angle. So please, if you have a question, please raise up your hand. Okay, so Dasola, 1 here, 1 there. We can only take 2, I'm so sorry. Okay, so 1 person from there. I saw 1 person over there. Okay, so let's take that first question, please. Thank you.
Hello, good morning. My name is Abdurrahman. Thank you, Mr. Joshua, for the lecture. I really appreciate it. So my question is, what can you do to maybe a friend or someone that reach out to you concerning a startup, but the person like seems dominant while talking, like you kind of like it's a startup already, like we are still in process, but you're already like kind of giving assignment that you do this, you do that, like you're meant to do this, stuff like that. And the person giving out the command is not doing what he has to do. So what can you tell a dominant co-founder?
A dominant co-founder
Yeah.
that is always just giving you commands.
Yeah, giving you command that do this, do that. Can you project that that kind of business is going to boom or just run away from that person?
Honestly, that's a red flag. So you don't, as partners in the business, there has to be mutual respect. You don't give commands. You do not employ the person. The person is not a staff. Even if they're a staff, you don't give commands, right? So what you can do is sit down and have a conversation with whoever it is that's giving you commands in a very respectful way. And if the whole thing continues, what you can do is decide if it works for you or not. If it doesn't work for you anymore, you leave. But again, no one should disrespect you, especially when you're trying to help, right? No one, it's not okay that someone is bossing you around and then you're a co-founder. No, it's not right. There should be mutual respect. Ask for, like, if the person is saying something, you should be able to ask, why are we doing this? Why should we do this? And the person should not feel like you're, I don't know, affecting their ego or something. The person should, and always, like, whenever you want to bring up something, have a reason for that thing, right? So you should be able to ask why. And if they cannot respond or answer why, then there's a big problem. It means they don't rate you or they don't respect you enough. As simple as that.
My name is Benga. So, Mr. Joshua, when you said in the first year you accumulated 21 million savings for people, I want to ask how you did the targeting. I mean, like, for someone that is starting a business without experience of the business, how do you target people that work for you, and how do you target your customers? Like, the most effective way.
Family and friends, in the beginning, that's what you are going to need, right? So your family or your friends. That's why I mentioned social media. I think we had less than 300 active users at the time that gave us 21 million. So all of that was gotten through social media. I mean, we're not very popular people there. We just went to school with a bunch of people. So when you launch something, also it's always good to carry people along. When you want to start a business, you found a name. Tell someone about it. This is what I'm trying to do. This is the name. Get their feedback on it, right? So that when you launch, you go back to them, oh, I've launched it. Can you try this? Do you understand? Again, when you're in school, don't be a lone ranger. Or when you find yourselves in different communities, or don't be a loner. Try to understand what people are doing, contribute to what they're doing. So when it's your turn, they can also contribute to yours. But in the early stages, it's family and friends. And then those family and friends, if they use your product and they like it, they can tell other people about it, and then it starts to grow from there until you have money to do proper marketing or a proper rollout.
Thank you very much, sir. A round of applause as it goes back to his seat.
All right, thank you so much, sir. He's still going to be with us as he's going to be joining the second panel section where we're going to be having more like a chit chat or a fire session alongside Ibukun Ade Leke. All right, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to recognize the presence of Man of Letters is in our building. In the building, I beg your pardon, please can we jam our hands together as we recognize his presence. Also, today we have a representative that will be speaking to us, but in-house we have the director of ICT Ogun State. Please, can we jam our hands together for her? Thank you so much. In person of Mrs.
Olatunde Adekunle, ably represented by Mr. Odesoya. A round of applause.
Mr. Odesoya, please, can we jam our hands together for Mr. Odesoya?
Yeah, sorry.
Mr. Odesoya will be coming up very, very quickly while he gets ready for his presentation. We'd also like to say this very quickly, that we encourage you all to go on Twitter. The hashtags will be displayed very, very soon. Say something about each speaker's session. Say something about each facilitator's session. And you never can tell. In fact, I just confirmed that we'll be giving out a special gift to whosoever has the highest tweet for today. So, ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to go home empty-handed. So please do all to tweet at us, and the hashtag will also be displayed on the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, can we please make welcome the representative of the director of ICT Ogun State as he comes forward to give us a keynote speech on the theme for today. Kalista.
All right. Once again, I would like us to clap for Mr. Odusoya, who will be talking to us today about impact of AI and Web3 on the future of work. On the future of work, I beg your pardon. A round of applause for him as he takes the floor.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm privileged to be here today. I just got to know I'll be here today, yesterday, because, of course, Mrs. Adekunte, who just got an assignment at Abuja, so she just told me I'll be here today. So my task is simple, but before I go on, I would like to acknowledge and appreciate the convener, Mr. Victor Adeleye, for putting this together. This is his third in the series. I also want to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Oteshile, a fellow of Nigerian Computer Society. I also want to acknowledge the presence of Mr. A former special assistant to the state governor, Mr. Odeyale. So, well, once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just to give a keynote speech on the theme, the impact of AI and Web 3.0 on the future of work. As we all know, we find ourselves at the precipice of a technological revolution, one that is certain to reshape the very fabric of our professional lives. Of course, the growing role of AI and automation in our workplace, on the workforce, is transforming employment, opportunities, and job generation. Of course, we know artificial intelligence enhances productivity in various industries, potentially leading to economic growth and the creation of jobs that require human-AI collaboration. However, our concerns about job displacement, highlighting the need for upskilling, and reskilling to adapt to the changing job landscape. Ultimately, the impact of AI and automation on employment varies by sector and by region. And proactive workforce strategies are crucial for individuals and societies to harness these technologies for job growth and economic prosperity. Of course, AI in its various forms has proven its method to automating routine tasks, optimizing operations, even making critical decisions. But with this rise comes a pertinent question. A pertinent question. What is the future of human labor in an age where machines can match and even surpass human capabilities? Web3, on the other hand, that's the next iteration of the internet. It stands poised to revolutionize the very fabric of digital existence. It is characterized by decentralization, interoperability, and enhanced user agency. It represents a shift towards a more open, equitable, and user-centric internet, where individuals have more control over their digital lives. That is, it acts on identity and privacy. It's still of course, it is still evolving. And its impact on various industries and society as a whole is a subject of ongoing controversies, exploration, and development. So there is a convergence between AI and Web3, in the sense that both will reshape our society, especially the way we work. These forces are transforming industries, redefining job roles, challenging traditional concepts of employment. As we navigate this landscape, it is crucial to comprehend the implications and opportunities they present. One, AI and automation. AI have, have made significant inroads into the workplace for some time now. They are augmenting and sometimes even replacing human labor in tasks that are repetitive. Like somebody just said, you go to banks, instead of meeting with a cashier, human cashier, you actually relate with a robot. And you do all your transactions with that robot, which implies perhaps 4 or 5 cashiers will be displayed. That is the reality you have to grapple with. And it's a searing reality in our faces. Now you get to airports, you may not meet anybody on the counter at all. You just go, do your checking in with a machine. It implies you have less human working at the airport. These are the realities on ground that we need to grapple with. So, this technology is streamlining processes, of course, reducing cost, and ultimately increasing productivity. While this can lead to concerns about job displacement, as I said, it's important to recognize the fact that potentials of human and machines to collaborate in new and innovative ways. You must be able to match how you want to interoperate between women and machines in the nearest future in our workplaces now. Then Web3 and decentralization. Web3, of course, as I've said earlier on, refers to semantic web or a web that is decentralized. Of course, it builds upon blockchain technology. And of course, it also uses DLT, that's distributed ledger technology. We interact with data and services, of course, that would, in effect, reimagine for us, reshape for us how we relate online with services and data. Of course, it offers great promise of greater control of our personal data because it takes away control of the internet from a central authority to individuals, personally. So, in actual fact, the internet becomes much more democratic because individuals can actually control on their own. Not that you have to rely on Yahoo, rely on Google. You know, once Google is down, you are down. Once Yahoo is down, you are down. That's the reality as we speak now. That's why I remember then when people only had email accounts on Yahoo, because most of us then were only using Yahoo. So once Yahoo is down, you can't do anything. But because we had options, you had Hotmail, you had Google, and later on, most of the corporations had their own smart email apps. But the fact is that once a central authority is down, it means you are down, you can't do anything. So Web3 is trying to say, look, individuals can control how they relate and how they operate on the internet. And of course, it offers interoperability so that anything you plug, it interoperates. And programmers will know when they say interoperability, then if you are coming with Microsoft technology, you can't plug to Linux. You can't plug to Sun Solaris. So that even forced Microsoft to make its own technology also to be interoperable. So that if I run something on Java, I take it on a .NET platform, it runs. So Web3 is actually now emphasizing more of interoperability. So then, 3, gig economy and remote work. Of course, when you talk of gig economy, it only talks of a labor market that is more of short-term contracts or freelance job as against the usual permanent job that you resume in a workplace, you close by 5 o'clock. And day in, day out, Web3 and AI you have more of that because now I can choose to be in Kano and work for somebody in Canada. I can choose to be in Imo or Owerri and work for somebody in faraway China. And I determine how I do my work. because I will work remotely. And even where you're even paid on a permanent job, you go on conference, and from where you are, you remotely connect with the office. So, Web3 affects and promotes the gig economy rather than the usual auxiliary and bossy permanent job. And as has been said by the last speaker, these are new technologies. It implies there is a great challenge of reskilling and lifelong learning. I said reskilling and lifelong learning. Because as technology evolves, so must the workforce also evolve. Continuous learning and skills are no longer optional but essential. It implies the skills that were, at a point in time, skills that were once in high demand in the past may get obsolete and no longer need, whereas new skills will be needed. And you have found one thing, you are left aside. So it implies, we talk of blockchain technology, we talk of machine learning, people must continue to learn. And IT is so dynamic that if it leaves you for 2 months, before you know it, you're out of the market for the next 3 years. And of course, ethical consideration. AI technologies come with ethical challenges. This includes bias in AI algorithms, privacy concerns in Web3, and the potential for, that's most important for me. It says the potential for concentration of power in the hands of a few. A few people may end up controlling the rest of us. The few people who are solid, you are solid in blockchain technology, you are solid in cryptocurrency, you may end up controlling the rest of the world. And for us, we must address these issues to ensure that these technologies are developed and used in ways that benefit the society as a whole, not a few individuals. Then again, youth engagement in automation, Web3, is crucial for shaping the future of these technologies. It can be promoted through one, education. We are here today, this is education. Of course, hackathons and competitions so that youth can be organized and you actually spot talents and you can, those people, startups. Somebody came here now, is an entrepreneur. If he sees young talent, he would get them and, because these days, the younger generation are much more dynamic and are much more, what they would do with the PC, most of the whole generation can't do. And it is what you know that shapes the future. Of course, mentorship. You must connect experienced professionals with the young talents for guidance and inspiration. Then youth-led initiatives. Then inclusivity. You ensure you give everybody diverse and equal opportunities for all use of all backgrounds. Someone said when he was talking to the covenant of Piggy Vest that the Muslims are not cashing into their solution. So we must ensure inclusivity. Even the CBN is talking about financial inclusion, so that you don't leave anybody out. These are some of the things that the Ogun State government has been doing through the Bureau of Environmental Technology. The youth should position themselves well so that they can make the best of these golden opportunities to foster innovation and ensure a more inclusive and equitable development of technology. In conclusion, as we stand at the close of AI and Web3, we have a rare opportunity to redefine the nature of work and the very essence of our societies. Let us remember that the art of this transformation lies in the hands of the humans who wield these technologies. It is up to us to channel them towards creating a future where work is not merely a means of sustenance, but a vehicle for fulfillment, creativity, and purpose. Thank you for listening.
Come on, you can do more. Thank you so much. Please, can we jam our hands together? Thank you so much, sir. The representative of the Directorate, or Director, I beg your pardon, of ICT in Ogun State. Thank you so much for taking our time for dropping by at this great event. Ladies and gentlemen, in case you're just coming, I want to also again and again welcome you especially to Ogun Digital Summit 2023. Do not forget that our hashtags are still very much available on the screen. So please do well to kindly tweet at us. Keep tweeting, keep saying something about this great event for today. Like we said earlier on, whosoever has the highest tweet for today is going home with a nice package. And you never can tell. You might be going home with a Tesla or a Lexus. I don't know what laughter was for, but I know what we're capable of doing. All right, do not forget that the theme for this year's ODS is still innovating beyond boundaries, exploring AIs and Web3 evolutionary impact. And distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be moving on to the first panel session for this great day. And trust me, like I said earlier on, all our speakers, all our facilitators for this year's Ogun Digital Summit are top-notch and a hot cake in the market. So trust me, you really, really, really want to put down something and jot things down. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, just to also remind you all that we're going to be having a session for the master class today, and we have 3 great facilitators for the master class for today. And the topics for the master class will be preparing for global opportunities in the digital space, and also key strategies to grow your business as a startup. And when it's time for the master class, we'll also be breaking to various venues in this great hall. So please prepare your mind and get ready to join any of this master class. Are we good to go? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready for the first panel session for today, where we'll be discussing impact of AI and Web3 on the future of works. Now, we understand how much and how important AI and the whole Web3 space is very, very important. Now, all right, very quickly, please, if you are the owner of this car, FST 44GU. FST 44GU, okay? If you are the owner of this car, we want to plead with you that you kindly take a step downstairs and repark. A guest is about to come in, but your car is causing a hula balloon downstairs. So please do well to redirect your car in the right direction. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, like I said earlier on, coming up next will be the first panel section, as we'll be talking about the impact of AI and Web3 on the future of works. And we have great panelists for this great section. Please jam your hands together as I make welcome my co-host for today, Kalista Adebayo, as she takes a lead on inviting and calling up stage the panelists for this great session. Please can we jam our hands together for her? All right, again and again, FST 44GU, please and please, we need you to kindly repark as we want to drive in, but your car is blocking and causing an hula below.
All right. How are we doing? I hope we're all enjoying the workshop, the seminar so far. Are you having fun? All right, beautiful. We're about to move on to the panel session for today. And what we'll be talking about today is impact of AI and Web3 on the future of work. Impact of AI and Web3 on the future of work. But before I go into that, someone approached me earlier. So if you have questions for any of our keynote speakers or panelists, please write your questions down and pass them to any of the protocol officers. Just pass them and they'll pass them across to us. Thank you. Now, quickly, I would like to call on our panelists for today. But before I do that, I'll read a brief bio. So, I'd like to please ask Mr. Harrison Obiefule to stand as I read his bio. Okay. Harrison is the co-lead of Super Team DAO in Nigeria, a passionate marketing communication strategist with core skills in media, public relations, marketing, and community building. He has 9 years of collective experience building brands in multiple markets across sub-Saharan Africa. In his immediate past roles as the PR and marketing manager of FTX in Africa, Harrison was responsible for driving breakthrough campaigns that raised brand awareness, accelerated customer growth, improved FTX brand's positioning, and generated revenue across multiple markets in Africa. Presently, Harrison oversees continent-wide marketing, brand management, and communications for BitGets, a top 5 cryptocurrency exchange by trading volume in Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Harrison Obiefule as he comes up on stage. Quickly, I would like to read for Olubumi Fabanwo. Please stand up as I read your bio. Okay, thank you. Olubumi Fabanwo is an Ethereum blockchain expert and an affiliate programs manager of Binance Africa. A round of applause as Olubumi Fabanwo makes his way on stage. Up next, I would like to please ask Abiola Odetola to please stand. All right, thank you very much, sir. Abiola Odetola, a dynamic emerging leader hailing from the historic city of Abeokuta in Ogun State, possesses a unique blend of skills and passion that distinguishes him. Born on July 26, 1988, to the Odetola family, he takes immense pride in representing the Egba heritage in Ijemo, Ake, Abeokuta South local government area. Abiola's educational journey started at Holy Trinity Nursery and Primary School in Ijaya, Abeokuta, and continued at Adeomi Memorial, where he obtained his school living certificate. His quest for academic excellence continued at African Church Grammar School, Abeokuta, and Comprehensive Academy, Lafayette, where he completed his senior secondary school education. Abiola holds a bachelor's degree in economics from the esteemed Olabisi Onabanjo University, Agowe, Ogun State. He furthered his education with a master's degree in international law and diplomacy from the prestigious University of Lagos, Akoka, Lagos. In addition to his academic achievements, he holds certifications in project management, strategic leadership, and data governance. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, as I present to you Abiola Odetola.
And distinguished ladies and gentlemen, coming up next as a panelist on this great panel session, ladies and gentlemen, the Vice President, Technology and Innovation Affect. Ladies and gentlemen, please jam your hands together for Rahim Yusuf. You're welcome, sir. Short and brief. Yeah. Please now. And to moderate this great session for today, okay, let me just go straight to the point. He's my friend. She's a senior product designer. She flew in all the way from the United Kingdom for this great event. Please make welcome Deborah Dada. Please clap for her. All the way from UK for the great event. We do not take it for granted. You're welcome.
Hi guys. So you need to tell me which accent you want. Abeokuta, Lagos, or UK? Right, anyone you people see, you manage it like that because Oduduwa is currently residing me at the moment. Good afternoon, everyone. And it's nice to be here. It's great to see how well we are ready to influence technology, how well we are ready to embrace tech. We are working in it already, and how we are willing to explore all that we have as opportunities in Ogun State. And I'm so excited to share this session with all these great men sitting here and to be helping us from their wealth of experience this afternoon and sharing so much with us around AI and Web3. And I would like to ask one question first, and that is to Mr. Rhyme. What was your first impression when you used ChatGPT for the first time?
Oh, really? Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. So I think the first time I used GPT was a colleague of mine was talking about the tool when it came out, right? And was like, it's very interesting. You can ask questions and then be able to generate like conversation alongside that. So I just went there. I signed up, and then the first places, and also trying to come up with questions to bring back the memory conversation he has initially stated, right? So, and I think it's did fantastically well during that time, and subsequently, I think it has been like a personal tool as well for developers, for tech guys to be able to leverage and improve in what they are doing. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Another weird question.
With me, the technology work.